In just 3 months, I have started running, drum lessons, yoga, a run club, signed up for a half marathon, and did a 5K Spartan race. So, I'm going to talk to you how curiosity has affected my year of 2025 so far. So, it is April and it has been about 3 months of the year, and I'm generally a very curious person, and I wanted to talk to you how I have used that to help me rather than not. So on my channel right now, I do have me starting the Operation 66 challenge, and then I also have week 1 of my health journey. So this all started, I want to say January 1st. During Christmas time of last year, I was just feeling really unmotivated and just feeling like I wanted a change. And so this year, it has been my goal to try the most things and just see what I like. And I wanted to talk to you about it, give you an update on how the challenge has worked for me and what I have implemented all throughout the year to what I'm looking forward for the rest of the year, and keep you updated. So I did write notes to keep myself on track, and I have just always been a very curious person, especially growing up, but curiosity actually led me to bad choices, and I feel like I've tried many things, but I also am socially anxious and just scared of change. So this year I've just had the mentality of just try it, and the worst that can happen is that you don't like it. I also am a big valuer of my time. I work 40 hours a week, and if I spend my time on something and it doesn't feel worth it to me, I feel like it's wasted time, and I just get really anxious about all the things that I can fit in my day. So I just wanted to take you through and everything I've tried this year I enjoyed. So if this helps you in any way, even if I didn't fully enjoy it, which I'll get into, I still look at it and I'm glad I did it. That makes sense. And I still enjoyed the moment of doing it. Especially, I know with fitness things, they can be really hard. But after I've done it, I've been very happy about it. And I never thought that I could be a runner. I used to only be able to run a half a mile, and then I would get asthma, my head would feel really compressed. And just last week I hit 7 miles, which has been my farthest distance ever, and I never thought I'd be able to do that. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it, and hopefully it helps others out there. This doesn't necessarily mean if you want to run, it's just whatever you want to try. I feel like it's worth a shot. And me being curious, I'll go through all the different things. So number 1 is, of course, running. And like I said, I started in January, and my boyfriend also runs. He has done a half marathon. He does a lot of Spartan races, and I always used to wish that I could do that with him, and I was just very proud of him, and seeing him love it so much, I would be like, how come when I run just a little bit I hate it? I'm gonna try it just to see. Basically, I started just running a half a mile, then a mile the next day, or I would run and then walk and then try running again. And I also started on the treadmill. I learned that I like running outdoors a lot more, and if you want me to make more videos on my running journey, I would love to do that. And I got a really good pair of shoes, and then I will get into the next thing that I tried, which really helped make me love running even more. So I was looking at local events and things happening. I live in Vegas, and there is a runners club here that's all girls, and I joined it. And the first time going, I was really scared. I brought a friend with me, and seeing a community of people that all love running and being able to run with a lot of people surrounded by you, it really motivated me. And yeah, joining the running club was one of my favorite things that I've done this year. And Sweat Pals, the app that I've been using, will tell me all of the clubs in Vegas that are going on. So there's a hiking club, there's a reading club, like so many that I didn't realize even existed. So joining a club as an adult, I have really loved, and I've met some really great people. So that would be like probably my number one thing, that like my favorite thing of this year. And if you are a really big on valuing your time like me, that's why running club has worked so well for me, because if I'm gonna spend time running, I can do running and club meeting girls all together. And they also would go get coffee after a run, which I love coffee. And one of my goals this year was making new friends. So that has definitely been my favorite experience of this year. Secondly, I took drum lessons. So being in Vegas, there are things everywhere, and I found a local music studio, and I booked a free lesson. A lot of places will give you like a free trial or like free first. So I booked a free first lesson. I fell in love with it, and then I continued drum lessons for about 2 months. I did one a week. The biggest downside to this was the price. I realized that paying monthly, it was not something that I wanted to factor in my life for pricing. I just wanted to try it, see if I loved it. I do love the drums, but I am pretty far in life to where, you know, I feel like I couldn't really do anything with it, which that leads me to my next thing. Trying new hobbies doesn't mean you need to make it your life or your career or your biggest passion. You can still do different things. And in my head, the person teaching me was younger than me, and I was like, oh, they're so good, like this is their life, like that sounds amazing. And I realized like it just opened my eyes, and I would still do it for fun, to be honest, if it wasn't such a big price. But don't let yourself like get upset with yourself for not being like far in life. Everyone does things in life at different ages, and I'm turning 25 this year, and so this is why I wanted to talk to you about all the different things that I've been trying, and yeah, just what I've learned from being a curious person. Next thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to touch on the Operation 66 challenge. If you want to see my start to it, it's my first couple videos on here. So with that challenge, I stuck to it. I actually gained habits from it, like drinking, I think it was 16 ounces of water every morning, first thing you do, and then an hour of movement a day. So I have been keeping up with that, but it was more like just day to day, I grew those habits. And I think the one that I didn't stick to fully was like no phone first hour of the day and last hour. I have a habit of like checking my phone in the morning or before bed. I think that was the one thing I couldn't fully stick with. And other than that, doing that helped me like look at activity and hobbies as like just an hour a day, and I can try different activities. Another thing about me is I get bored really easily. So if I ran for my activity every day, I would get so sick of it. So that leads me to my next thing, which is yoga. So I have a studio that is about 5 minutes away, and I had a friend that had been going to this one and recommended it to me, which in previous videos I've talked about it. They have different types of yoga. I really enjoy the hot yoga. It's a very heated room and you're just sweating out a lot. And to me, like walking out of there after sweating a lot made me feel very like new or like refreshed. But yoga is a really good way for movement and recovery when you are running or doing other like weight training things throughout the week. So I found that I really like yoga once a week, maybe twice a week. Also, I noticed all the different types of yoga. The one I had been doing was vinyasa, which is a lot more difficult. And then I also just tried a couple weeks ago I don't remember the name, but it is very low, like very just chill, like you're laying almost the whole time, and that one's fully for recovery. I loved that. Another thing I want to talk about, which I really enjoyed doing this year, was a Spartan race. I did the sprint, which is 5K. I did it here in Vegas with my boyfriend and his brother and his brother's fiance and his uncle. And I was so scared of doing this at first, thinking like everyone who does a Spartan race is so scary. They're so like physical and like I'm gonna be like slow, and then we did it, and it was, everyone there was so nice. Everyone was helping each other out. Like I met two girls and we were like, yeah, like I love doing the Spartan, and doing that made me realize like doing events, having something to look forward to was really fun. So that kind of got my foot in the door in that kind of sense. And then I'll insert pictures as well. In the Spartan, there's like obstacles, and like I did not complete every obstacle. I failed, I think, 3, and they were like the monkey bar ones. My grip is terrible. But there were a lot of other ones that I didn't think I'd be able to do, and I did. And so it was just really accomplishing and really fun. So after that, I signed up for a half marathon in June. So that's really exciting, and I'm going to be training. I have been training for that. So I will keep you updated on that if you want to see more running content. But yeah, the Spartan race was really fun, and it was something that I never would have thought that I would do. And let me also mention this, because I mentioned social anxiety and just being scared to do things because of other people. What I have realized is that no one is paying attention to you as much as you think. If you are scared of like making a fool of yourself doing races, like everyone is there to have fun, and if someone is judging you or, you know, being rude, that's on them. Like it's not anything to do with you, and be proud of yourself. Don't let other people's opinions, which this is a whole other topic I could make a video on. I have always been very like much so a people pleaser and scared of others' opinions, but this year, as I'm trying a lot more things and meeting so many different people, the more that I have in my experience been exposed to more people, it's like I'm in the moment to where I'm not thinking about it. I don't know if that made sense, but like you're only living one life, and I feel like, in my opinion, I just want to try everything, because what if there's something I really like that I've never found? So that's why I'm making this video. If there's anything that you would like to see me try, please let me know. I also wanted to touch on YouTube. You're seeing it right now. I've always wanted to try YouTube, just I see all pluses here, like I'm documenting my life, so if I want to watch these videos and look back on it, I have that, as well as reaching out to others, and if I can help one person, then that's amazing. I want to help you because I think of a year ago, and like when you're so curious and so scared to try things, it's like a double-edged sword of like, what do I do? And like if there's anyone that relates and this is helping, I dropped my notebook, then that's what I don't really know how to speak as well. I'm hoping that recording I'll get better with my words, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. But trying YouTube and also like editing is a new skill that I want to get better at every day. So yeah, that's kind of the last thing I've been trying this year. Just getting out of my comfort zone was a big goal of this year, and this has been the year of podcasts. I'm listening to Mel Robbins, Psychology of Your 20s, Penn Badgley's podcast, Pod Crushed. I love that one. They actually have really good topics like in there, and I think I've heard from one of them is that being uncomfortable is a good feeling. So I don't know the full quote, but I think just like putting myself out there the most is what my goal of this year is. So I think that covers everything. Let me know your thoughts, what you want to see more of. A lot of my YouTube ends up being just talking to you. If you want to see more of what I'm actually doing, I would love to do that. But I will see you in the next one. Bye.